Good morning students. Today our topic is secondary storage device, and in this topic we are going to discuss about different types of secondary storage device. This is computer fundamental part 4. We already discussed some computer fundamentals in our previous lectures, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about different types of secondary storage devices. So first of all, what is secondary storage device? Secondary storage devices are also called, or secondary storage devices are also called as external memory, secondary memory, or auxiliary memory. And so one of the most important point is that it is a non-volatile memory. It means that data is permanently saved in this type of memory. And why does the computer need secondary storage? Because without primary storage, if you were working on a document and the power turned off, everything would be lost because primary storage is temporary. A computer with secondary storage that saved the file before the power turned off would be able to recover the last saved version of the file. And these are the different types of secondary memory. We can see that hard disk, CD, DVD, SD card, pen drives, Blu-ray disc, floppy disk, magnetic tape, S or SSD. These all are the types of second storage memory. And what is the difference between primary and secondary storage? Primary storage have limited capacity, but secondary storage extensible capacity. And primary storage store data temporarily, while secondary storage store data permanently. Primary storage are expensive as compared to secondary storage, and primary storage have fast data access as compared to secondary storage. Primary storage can directly accessible to the CPU, but as far as secondary storage is concerned, content copied to the main memory before being accessed by the CPU. So these are the main difference between primary storage and secondary storage. So let us start first. First of all, floppy disk. We all of know about floppy disk, I think. So let us take a quick point regarding to floppy disk. First of all, this is a type of magnetic memory, and floppy disk and hard disk. So these are the basically belongs to magnetic memory. So in floppy disk, basically floppy disk is a magnetic storage medium for our computer system. A floppy disk is composed of thin, flexible magnetic disk sealed in square plastic carrier. So as you can see that thin square plastic carrier is there, and in order to read and write data from a floppy disk, a computer system must have a floppy disk drive. Without floppy disk drive, it is not possible to read a floppy. So to read data from floppy disk, there is a compulsion of floppy disk drive in our computer system. If it is not so, then we cannot able to read data from a floppy disk. And a floppy disk is also referred to as simply as a floppy, since the early days of the personal computing. Floppy disks are widely used to distribute software, transfer files, and create backup copies of data. And we can see that there are three different types of floppies here. Floppy disk basically used to distribute software, transfer file, and used to backup data. And as far as size is concerned, 8-inch, 5.25 inch and 3.5 inch the size of floppy disk. So these are the different size of floppy disk here, and they basically used to distribute software, transfer file, and backup data. Types of floppy disk: 5.25 floppy disk inches, disk whose diameter is 5.25 inch. It is encased in a square flexible vinyl jacket. 3.5 inch whose diameter is 3.5 inch. It is encased in a square hard plastic jacket. And as far as advantage is concerned, they are used because they are reusable, portable, and handy, and they are very low price and provide random access of data. And for their disadvantage: not durable, prone to damage, and very low capability. So they are used for basically a secondary storage. There are three important things regarding to floppy disk which you have to remember. First of all, magnetic floppy disk is a type of magnetic storage medium. Second thing, they are used to backup data in early in 1980s or 1990. This is the basically time where floppy disks are mostly used. And there are three different sizes of floppy disk as we are given, and these size are according to the diameter. So these are the diameter: 8 inch, 5.25 inch, 3.5 inch, and they use for the distribute software, transfer file, and backup of data. Next is a floppy disk and drives uses. They are used to keep personal data, keep extra copies of data, and advantages can be carried with you, and disadvantage: limited capability, typically 1.44 MB, and unlikely to store ICT coursework on the disk. So these are the basic disadvantage of a floppy disk. Uh, they are basically very small size, about 1.44 MB, so very much not used. And even if you want to store ICT coursework, it is not possible to store your whole work in a complete um, floppy disk. And one more important thing regarding to floppy disk: if you want to save data, or if you want to read or write data using a floppy disk, you should have floppy disk drive in your computer. Without floppy disk drive, it is not possible to save your data. So these are some important points regarding to floppy disk drive. Next is magnetic disk. What is magnetic disk? Actually, it is a type of magnetic. Floppy disk is a type of magnetic disk. We already discussed what is magnetic disk. A magnetic disk on which you can store computer data. A hard disk, or hard disk drive (HDD) is a non-volatile computer storage device containing a magnetic disk or platters rotating at high speed. It is a secondary storage device used to store data permanently. So this is about hard disk. Hard disk, secondary storage devices. Secondary storage device, one of the most common and popular secondary storage devices of in category of magnetic disk is a hard disk. So write the heading at top of this topic: hard disk. Hard disk. So these are points related to hard disk. Hard disk. So basically it's a type of magnetic disk. Or second important thing, it is a non-volatile computer storage. Obviously all secondary devices are non-volatile, so it is also non-volatile, but data is stored in this hard disk in the forms of magnetic memory, magnetic form. And single hard disk usually consists of several platters. Each platters or disk, each platters required. First of all, let us see its diagram again. This is the diagram. You can see that these are the disk or platters. So single hard disk usually consists of several platters. We can easily see that there are several platters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each platter required two read-write heads, one for each side. And now there are two read-write head, first one and second one. Each platter required two read-write heads, one for each side. All the read-write heads are attached to a single access arm so that they cannot be moved independently. And we can see that this is a single access arm. This is single access arm. And next, each platter has the same number of tracks, and track location that cut across all platters is called the cylinder. So there are the concentric circles here. These are the concentric circle. You can easily see that these circles are called the track. Here it is written as a track. And regarding each track, in each and every platter they make a cylinder, just like that. Just join all of these and this make a cylinder here. And there is a pie shaded region in each track that is called the sector. So we can see that it is a sector here. It is like that, like that. So this is a pi shaded region. Actually, suppose this is a track and it is divided into different parts, and so one part is called the sector. This is a sector filled with red mark. It is a sector. So track is again divided into sectors. So we can that sector is the smallest storage unit in a hard disk, and tracks can be divided into sectors. Sector are basically pi shaded region. You can easily see that it is of pi shape, and then track are concentric circles, and disk or platters. Platters are basically disk are also called platters, and so there are 4 platters, and they may vary from hard disk to hard disk. And a cylinder, when concentric circles or track of each disk are joined, they make a cylinder, and there is a arm, access arm, read write head in each platter, read write hash in each platter, because there are 2 surfaces in it, first one and second one, and these are connected to read write head, and these read write head are connected to basically to a single axis arm, so they cannot move independently. That is the basic diagram of a hard disk. Now let us revise its points again. A magnetic disk on which you can store computer data. The hard disk is a non-volatile computer storage device containing magnetic disk of platters rotating at high speed, and it is a second storage device used to store data permanently. So there are 3 important things in it. First of all, it is a magnetic type of memory. Second thing, it is a non-volatile memory, or we can say that data used permanently in this type of memory. And third thing is platters and data is stored when platters are rotating at a very high speed. So that is a concept of hard disk. And single hard disk usually consists of several platters, as we see in the diagram. There are several platters in it, and each platter requires 2 read-write heads, one for each side, and all the read-write heads are attached to a single axis arm so that they can move independently. And each platter has the same number of tracks, and the track location that cut across all platters is called a cylinder. This is a diagram of a hard disk. Now this topic is over. Let us come to the third topic, that is compact disk. Before going to start compact disk, let us take some quick points regarding to second storage device or a hard disk. There are 4 important points. First of all, you have to remember this diagram of hard disk and division. Platters are divided into concentric circles. Concentric circles are called tracks. Tracks are again divided into pi shaded region, that is called the sector. And each and every track, if we join, then we get a cylinder here. And in platter there are 2 read write heads on both of the side, and these read write heads are connected to access arm, and by rotating the disk we can store the data in magnetic form into this disk. So that is the concept of hard disk. Hard disk is a permanent memory, it is a non-volatile memory, and data saved permanently into this hard disk, and it is a data stored in magnetic form. So both in floppy disk and in hard disk, data is stored in the magnetic form. That is a basic diagram of hard disk. Next is compact disk. Compact disk or CD, data is stored in the optical format. So actually in CD, in DVD, and in Blu-ray disc, data can be stored or data can be read write using optical format. Or as far as capacity is concerned, basically CD have 650 MB to 1 gigabyte capacity. So disk made of reflective material, how each bit reflect light or does not reflect it determines whether it is a 1 or a 0. That is the basic concept of a compact disk. Always remember that it is a compact disk, DVD, digital versatile disk, and third one is Blu-ray disc. All these are belongs to optical format. So now types. There are three different types: CD-ROM, CDR, and CDRW. So read only refers for CD-ROM, write once CDR, and read writable CDRW. These are the three basic types of a CD. Compact disc. The compact discs are the CD are optical media. The CD are relatively cheap and have a storage capacity of 700 MB. So around we can in a common CD we can use around 700 MB data to store a file of a 700 MB of size. So we can save a data of 700 up to 700 MB and very easily. And CD comes in a variety of forms, which is CD-ROM, CD read only memory, CDR. CDR R refers for recordable, and CDRW means CD rewritable. So read only memory, CD-ROM, CDR CD recordable, and CDRW means CD rewritable. The different CD types. So different CD types, definition of different CD types are here. CD-ROM, CD read only memory which has data stored on it and it cannot be modified or deleted. So that is a basic definition of CD-ROM. Sometimes asking examination what is the main purpose of CD-ROM. So you can write in an examination that data CD read only memory which data stored in it cannot be modified or deleted. So that is the basic concept regarding to CD-ROM. And then CD recordable, also known as CDR, CD recordable, which can be used to write data on it, but when it cannot be deleted, but then it cannot be deleted if the CD is not full. More data can be added. So data also can be added to CD recordable if data is not full. And second thing is that when you write data in a CD, then it cannot be deleted at any cost. So you can write data in it, and if the data is not full in CD, you can also add it, but after added data or after write data in a CD, you cannot able to delete it. Next is CDRW, means CD rewritable. So CD rewritable allow us to use to write data and erase it. So you can read and write data any number of times. That's why it is called the CD rewritable. So these are the basic types of CD. CD-ROM. CD-ROM cannot be modified or deleted. CDR. In CDR, write data once and it cannot be deleted, and you can add more data in it as per the requirement. And CD rewritable allows the user to write data and erase it. Next is a digital versatile disk, also known as sometimes digital video disk. In early days it is known as digital video disk because these disks are used to store data of regarding to videos file. But as the time going on, after sometimes after some time, digital versatile disk are used for different types of data. That's why it is called the digital versatile disk. Either is a file, text file, audio file, image, or a video file. The DVDs are used for different types of data or different types of work storage. So that's why they are called the digital versatile disk. So if it is asked in your examination what is the full form of DVD, so you can write digital versatile disk. DVDs are widely used for storing and viewing movies and other data. So DVD are again in three varieties: DVD-ROM. DVD means ROM means read-only memory. DVD-R, DVD recordable, and DVD-RW means rewritable. So there is a similarity between types of DVD and types of CD. You can see that there are again a type of ROM, recordable, and rewritable. And to read data using DVD, you have to require a DVD writer, or using DVD writer, you can use you can write data into a DVD, read data into a DVD, or you can read or write data of CD also. So it is very important, but using CD writer, you cannot use data of DVD. Next is how much data can a DVD hold? So it is a very important question. DVD are more popular than a CD because of the capacity of data. DVD have greater density as compared to CD. Both have same size, but due to the density of the data uh, DVD possess, DVD is more popular than a CD, and it basically holds 4.7 GB data. So up to 4 GB is basically most common. It depends on the type of the DVD. So let us discuss these points. One of the most common DVD is a single-sided single layer disc. So there are the four types of DVD here, and first is single-sided single layer, single-sided double layer, double-sided single layer, and double-sided double layer. And one of the most common DVD is a single-sided single layer disc capable of holding 4.7 GB up to data. So most common size is 4.7 GB, and the single-sided double layer disc is capable of holding between 8.5 to 8.7 GB. The double-sided single layer disc is capable of holding 9.4 GB, and double-sided double layer disc is capable of holding up to 17.0 GB 08 GB data. So its range starts from 4.7 to 17.08 GB. Most common DVD basically contain 4.7 GB data, which is single layer single sided GB, and most popular. Next is a Blu-ray disc. So I think now the difference between DVD and CD is quite clear to all of you. And remember the types of DVD here. Blu-ray disc. Blu-ray disc is successor to DVD. The format's name comes from the fact that a blue laser reads from and writes to the disc rather than the red laser of DVD players. Blu-ray can store much more data in the same 12 centimeter space. These days, Blu-ray discs of capacity 25 GB to 50 GB are most commonly available. So first of all, Blu-ray disc is similar to a DVD as far as the size is concerned, but the regarding to the data read capability or mechanism, it, a Blu-ray laser is used, but in DVD red laser is used. So in DVD red laser is used, but in Blu-ray disc blue laser is used. That's why it is called the Blu-ray disc also, and they are popular as in comparison to DVD because they have high storage capability as compared to DVD. Or we can say that these uh, disc or Blu-ray discs are the successor to DVD. So the successor to DVD, and for size they have the capacity of 25 GB to 50 GB. So 25 GB to 50 GB are most commonly available, and size are more than this, but 25 GB to 50 GB are most commonly available Blu-ray disc. But there is a big difference as far as price is concerned. So but when we compare the size is much more higher than that of DVD. So that's why they are called the successor to DVD. Is the here is just right. Blu-ray disc is the T is there, the successor to DVD. Remember the size 25 GB to 50 GB, and size is same, 12 centimeter space. Characteristics of Blu-ray disc, you can see that single layer 25 GB, dual layer 50 GB, diameter is 120 millimeter, thickness 1.25 millimeter. That this is the type of Blu-ray disc. You can see that center hole diameter is 15 millimeter. Use blue laser of wavelength 400 nanometer, nm refers for nanometer here. So these are some characteristics of Blu-ray disc. Again, I told you single layer 25 GB, the dual layer 50 GB, diameter is 120 millimeter, thickness 1.2 millimeter, center hole diameter is 15 millimeter, and they uses blue laser of wavelength of 400 nanometer. That's why they are called the Blu-ray disc. Next, you can see that this is a CD, it's a DVD, and this is a Blu-ray disc. And one more important thing regarding to CD, DVD, and when referring to a round CD, DVD, or Blu-ray, these are the optical discs. I told you earlier that, but when referring to a round CD, DVD, or Blu-ray, it is known as disc. C is there, and not a disc. K is there. When referring to a magnetic media like a floppy disk or a hard disk, it is called as disk, not as a disk. So for magnetic media, disk word is used, and for optical media or round CD, DVD, or Blu-ray disk is used. C is there in this. So this is the basic difference between magnetic media. This is the concept related to magnetic media and optical media. So these are the topic, and I hope you like these all topics. Let us take a quick revision of all these topics again. First of all, secondary storage devices. Secondary storage devices are basically non-volatile storage, or data is stored permanently in it. They are used because primary memory is incapable to store data permanently, so that's why secondary storage devices are used. These are the different types of secondary storage devices, and in this lecture we discuss CD, DVD, Blu-ray disc, and hard disk. In our next, and floppy disk also. In our next lecture we will discuss SD card, pen drive, magnetic tape. These all are discussed in our next lecture. Next, difference. As far as difference is concerned between primary storage and secondary storage, most important differences: primary is volatile memory, second is non-volatile memory. And second important difference is primary storage can directly accessible to the CPU, while secondary storage content copy to the main memory before being accessed by the CPU. Means data goes from hard disk to main memory first, RAM, and then it goes to CPU for further processing. This is a floppy disk. In floppy disk, some important point: first, it is a magnetic type memory. Second thing is its size and its use, and most common size is 1.44 MB. Always remember that. Next is floppy. Next is hard disk. Always remember the diagram that I told you: platters, sectors, tracks, platters, tracks, sector, and then cylinder. Next is compact disk. These are the basic classification of compact disk. Remember the size, most common size is 700 MB. DVD size, most common size is
4 GB, 4.7 GB, sorry, 4.7 GB, and then Blu-ray disc size is 25 GB to 50 GB. That are the most common size of Blu-ray discs. I hope you like this video.